Welcome to the Making College Affordable podcast with me, Jason Fleury, certified financial planner professional and college planning specialist. I'm about to show you the inside secrets colleges don't want you to know and help you become a more educated consumer when it comes to paying for college. I believe you should enjoy the journey of allowing your kids to pursue their dreams without having to sacrifice yours. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. So let's get started. Hey guys, and welcome to episode number 22 of the Making College Affordable podcast. I'm Jason Fleury, and I have something special planned for you today that I'm really excited about. If you've been listening to this podcast for any length of time, you know that I'm a certified financial planner professional and a college planning specialist. And part of what that means is that in addition to providing game-changing insights into how to make college more affordable and beat the colleges at their own game, I have almost 25 years of experience in helping people pay for college without changing their lifestyles, taking on a bunch of debt, or jeopardizing their retirement. College is expensive, and it can take a lot of well-planned savings and cash flow to tackle those college bills, even after we've gotten them down to just your fair share of what college should really cost in your family's situation. Fortunately, the financial markets have provided a tailwind to your savings efforts over the past decade, but a rising stock market doesn't necessarily equate to rising balances in your account. Numerous studies have shown that investment returns are often very different from investors' returns, with individual investors making significantly less over time than the market. You need to make sure that your money's working as hard and as smart for you as possible. And that brings me back to the treat that I have for you today. In addition to this podcast, I've just launched another brand new series called the Financial Planning Blueprint Podcast. It deals exclusively with insider pro tips and proven strategies that will help you make more money with less risk and build wealth faster and more consistently. Everybody tells you to save for college and save for retirement. But in some cases, that's like telling somebody how to ride a bike. What you really need is someone to show you how to do it safely and correctly so that you can benefit from the leverage that new knowledge and skill provides. This new podcast will help you do exactly that with your savings. And between what I'm showing you here on how to get the price of college down as low as possible and what I'll show you in the Financial Planning Blueprint podcast about how to make your money grow, you'll be in the best shape possible to handle college, retirement, weddings, dream vacations, and anything else you desire through your life's journey. So for your listening pleasure, I'd like to share with you the first episode of the Financial Planning Blueprint podcast and give you a small taste of what I'll be covering over there. Hopefully, you'll like what you hear and join me over there each week as I share little-known wealth-building insights that will complement the college planning solutions I'm sharing with you here. Okay, check this out and hang around at the end. I'll be back with a few more comments for you. Here you go. Most of what you need to know about money and how to become successful financially is not taught in school. So it's no wonder that so many people struggle and live their whole life frustrated and confused. For you, though, that's all about to change. It's time to learn how to build your finances in such a way that you're not dependent on the stock market, the bank, or the government any longer. And that's exactly what you're about to get here on the Financial Planning Blueprint podcast. So now that you're here, let's get ready to learn. Hello and welcome to episode number 1 of the Financial Planning Blueprint podcast. I'm Jason Fleury, and I'm excited to share with you some of the lessons that I've learned over the past 25 years as a certified financial planner professional. I want you to have a fighting chance to reach your goals and have the most rewarding life possible. So let me tell you about something I think will help you do just that. Today's episode is about how to become a better investor. And I'm going to show you why investment performance and investor performance are not always the same. In fact, investment performance usually outpaces what individual investors receive by anywhere from 3 to 6 percentage points per year over longer periods of time. Now that difference makes all the difference when you're trying to grow your money. And I'll talk more about that and about how investor behavior regularly gets in the way of success in another podcast later. But today I want to illustrate this point by telling you a little story. Let me tell you a story about a man named Jed. He was a poor mountaineer who, well, come to think of it, you probably already know that story. Let me tell you about somebody I bet you don't know. Let me tell you the story of Lester Moore. Lester, or Les as most of his friends called him, was a stock trader on Wall Street back in the 1920s. And when the market crashed in 1929, Les and a lot of his Wall Street friends lost their jobs. Well, of course, that market crash was the beginning of the Great Depression, and that devastated millions of Americans financially. Well, Les was no exception to this, and things got so bad for him that there were times that he could barely rub two nickels together. So as he sat pondering his future and kind of trying to pass the time, he noticed something interesting. Les would sit there and flip those coins, and as he did, he found that he could predict with remarkable accuracy the outcome of those coin flips successfully. So with his research background and his analytical mind, Les began noticing the differences that air pressure and humidity and altitude made on his predictions. He began experimenting to see if flipping the coin with his right hand versus his left hand improved his odds of success. And he even tested different metals to see if a silver coin was more predictable than a copper coin. Over this period of time, with all the research that he conducted, Les Moore became somewhat of a celebrity during the Great Depression. Les was known everywhere as an expert coin flipper. Well, this went on for some time, and he developed quite a following. But like anything that involves good old-fashioned math, in this case, statistical probabilities, what more or less did Les in was the sheer number of coin flips that he performed. No matter how talented he was or how smart he was, all the experience he had and all the research that he did, and even during those runs when he could successfully guess the outcome of a coin flip 8, 12, or 15, or even 20 times in a row, the odds of success for his next coin flip were never greater than 50%. Each time, there were only two possible outcomes. So it goes to reason that the more times he attempted to make that prediction and do it successfully, the more likely it would be that his outcomes would just gravitate toward that 50% average. And that's exactly what happened. You know, it's ironic in Les's situation that he would have been more successful if he would have simply tried to do this less often. And that's something that we can learn from when it comes to making investments. See, when you make an investment in the stock market, for instance, your odds of success are no greater than what Les had flipping coins. Because when you buy an investment, it means that somebody else has to sell it. Now, you're buying it because you think it's going to go up in value, and they're selling it because they think it's going to go down in value. And just like in a coin flip, one of you is going to be incorrect every time. So like in Les's situation, the more often you do something like that, the more likely it is over time that you'll pick as many winners as you do losers. And even someone who has a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge, and maybe even a knack for picking winners, well, they can have an advantage in the short run, just like Les did. But anytime someone's playing a game whose best outcome is only a 50% chance of success, well, the more times they play it, the more likely it is that their results over time are just going to be average. So with the stock and bond markets jumping around as much as they have been lately, and maybe increasing your temptation to trade more often, I hope you'll remember the story of Les Moore. I think it can help keep you focused, and I know it can help save you a lot of money. In my next podcast, I'm going to share with you 3 strategies that will show you how to take random outcomes like what Les had with his coin tosses and make them more predictable and successful for you all the way up to 100% of the time. I think you're really going to like that. I hope you've enjoyed and benefited from today's show. If you like what you've heard, please give us a top rating wherever you get your podcast and share us with your friends. Also, if you have any specific questions about anything we've covered today, email those questions to podcast@mylpfg.com. You can request a free personalized review or simply let us know about topics you'd like to learn about in upcoming episodes. I'll be back with more great stuff for you again soon. Thanks for listening. All right, I'm back, and I hope you enjoyed that little story. The lesson about trading too much is one that gets lost far too often with individual investors and with many professionals too. So don't fall into that trap and miss out on making your college savings and your retirement accounts grow like they should. Much of what I've been covering on this podcast has been related to preparing to apply for college, getting those applications in correctly, and knowing how to take advantage of financial aid strategies to lower your college bill. In the next episode, we're going to look at acceptance letters and scholarships. If you're planning for college for the first time, each step can feel brand new. Even when you're successful, you feel like the dog who chases a car and actually catches it. You need to know what to do next. And that's what I'm going to cover with you next time. So be looking for that soon. Now let me say this in closing today. I appreciate the comments and the feedback you guys have shared with me so far. Like you, I listen to a lot of podcasts, but until just recently, I'd never created one. Now I have two, and I'm learning as I go. So please continue to let me know how to improve on what we're doing here and with the Financial Planning Blueprint podcast too. This is a labor of love because there was nobody out there to help me find my way the first time when I tried to navigate the college planning process on my own. I know what I've learned through the years can help you, and it's my privilege to share those insights with you here each week. Email me at podcast@mycollegeplanners.com with any ideas or suggestions on how we can make things better, and we'll do our best to work those into future episodes. We're thankful that you've decided to join us, and we appreciate you sharing us with 30 or 40 of your closest friends. Well, that's it for this time. Keep learning and keep listening. I'll keep the good stuff coming, and I'll show you what to do with those acceptance letters and scholarship offers next time. You won't want to miss it. I hope you've enjoyed and benefited from today's show. If you like what you've heard, please give us a good rating wherever you get your podcasts and share us with your friends. Also, if you have any specific questions or comments about anything we've covered today, email those questions to podcast@mycollegeplanners.com. You can also visit our website at mycollegeplanners.com to get personalized recommendations on how to make college more affordable and learn how working with a college planning specialist can improve your life. Thanks again for listening today. I look forward to seeing you again soon.